Hey guys, it's Ken. How are you doing out there? I don't always do instructional or DIY how-to videos on my channel unless it's a very special occasion, and this is a very special occasion. Check out this. I made this wonderful little severed head skull for a friend of mine. It's her birthday today, and we're going to be celebrating her birthday. She's a big fan of horror movies and Halloween Horror Nights and The Walking Dead, so I thought it would be fun to make a DIY Halloween haunt prop for her to celebrate her birthday, because after all, when you think about birthdays, you think about severed zombie heads, right? So if you care to, tag along. I'm going to show you guys how I made this from something that used to look like this. Step 1, X-Acto knife. In surgery time, separate the skull from the lower jaw along the teeth line here, all the way across. But then, what about those teeth? I do want my creature to have teeth. I just don't like these teeth. I think they're too uniform. They're too, they're not what I'm looking for. They're not creepy enough for me. So let's take out the teeth. Alright, speaking of teeth, this is a great technique I learned from a YouTube channel called Monster Tutorials. His website is the same name. Great website, great DIY masks and Halloween haunts. And I learned this from that guy. And I've got a plate here and a hot glue gun, and I'm just pouring out the hot glue into the shape of teeth. I'm not sure how many I'll need. Just make them different sizes, different shapes, because when it all dries, they peel right off. I've done this before with foil, but it sticks to the foil, and I figure the plate I can reuse over and over again without wasting like a parchment paper. So next thing, I'll just take my hot glue. I'm going to go around here on the inside and place these little teeth. And if I do it right, it looks like this. Alright, not quite ready yet to unplug the hot glue gun, because I'm going to take the bottom jaw, reattach it to the top of the skull, and put it on top of that little armature I built. And it should look like this. Alright, so now the fun stuff. The entire thing gets coated in this adhesive spray, and then it's back in the garage for some skin and some heat. Okay, this is plastic. It's a floor covering. You buy it at the Home Depot. Right there, Home Depot. The stuff you put on your carpets when you're painting. So it's a painter's tarp. That's going to go on top. I'm going to avoid the teeth area. We're just going to gently cover, and then it's heat. A low setting, then the plastic will shrink around the newly glued skull. Now don't worry about the eyes. I just let the eyes kind of do their own thing. You have to be careful not to do a high setting on your hot glue gun, because even in the low setting, you can tell my teeth are starting to come loose here. So you don't want to melt the glue that's in there. But this is one layer, but I'm going to hit it with a second layer, and I'll meet you right back here, see what it looks like. Alright, so for this step, I was much more deliberate in where I put pieces and how I stretch them, because I wanted to look like the skin is being stretched as the mouth is left open. I was also very careful to make sure I left some stuff here to form lips. I can always go back and add more to it, but yeah, let's heat this guy up. Alright, we're almost done with this part. I did want to do something special with the eyes. I wanted to get some bulk up here at the top and bottom of the eye, so I just added a few thin layers of the plastic, and I love watching what the heat does to it. Watch this. See how it gets that eyelid right there, then you lay it back down? Let's get this one too. Any second now. Okay, so projects like this are fun because as much as you can control the processes and you can control what you do, you can't control very much these little accidents here, the way, and even though I planned by stretching this out this way, I knew when I hit it with the heat it would look like it was being pulled, but you can't plan for that. It's just, you know, the heat and the plastic are gonna do things together and give it this kind of creepy look. But yeah, I'm happy with how it's coming out so far. Next thing to do, let it dry out here for like an hour or so. Hit it with some white primer. That'll make my teeth nice and white. And then hit the entire thing with black paint. And it looks like this. In 3, 2, 1. Alright, so we're actually here the next day. I let all this dry. And I hit the skull here with this primer and that black paint, but the paint, didn't work out as well. It's just a craft paint. I wanted something with a nice overall coating, so I reprimed it. I'm going to spray paint it with this stuff now. A spray paint, a flat matte base spray paint. It'll come back. I should note that the teeth, as I predicted, all fell out because I had that hot glue gun too close to it, and some of them actually melted back into liquid, so I pulled them all out. I got to play the role of dentist for a short time. I pulled all those teeth out and redid them. So I'm gonna let this dry, then do something with this paint I purchased at the Home Depot. I went to the Oops table at Home Depot, and this was 50 cents. I like that color, and that's gonna be very helpful to make this guy look pretty cool. Alright, so we're back. We have a completely dry skull. I've already started the paint process here. I began on the back just because it's easier if you make a mistake to hide it in the back, because I've never used this color before, but because it was 50 cents, couldn't pass it up. I also picked up khaki and vanilla, two different shades of white, and I have this nice frayed, very well used and loved brush. So first things first, paper towel. I'm going to dip into this color and dab it on, set this down, pick up a new paper towel that's dry, and wipe. So dab and wipe and get some more color. Like I said, I've already started here, so I'm going to cover the entire thing with this. And if all goes according to plan, it should look like this. Alright, more messes. After you have this part of it all done, let me actually real quick revise something I said earlier. With this process, you don't want to necessarily soak it, because you don't want to get all those little pockets of darkness that you created filled up with paint. And if you find out that you're not happy with some of the areas, just take a Q-tip. You can get in there and you can pull out some of that paint that may be pooled up in those little areas. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how it's coming so far. Take that same paint now and my khaki paint, and I'm going to do a little combo of the two. Not a lot of paint on this. And for this process, I'm not going to dab, but I'm simply just going to wipe across. Mostly hitting the high parts of the veins or the skin, and also the high parts of the skull underneath. Then take the same process with a dry paper towel and wipe. So wipe on, wipe off, like in the Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off, wipe on, wipe off. And then we should have something looking like this. Now the next process, I took my vanilla out here on a paper towel, and then took my very weathered, worn out brush, dabbed it in some of the color, and then really mashed it in there, because I just want the very tips of my bristles coated. And then from here, let's go back to the back where I'm still working, and just draped across the highest parts of my texture. Now this is the part where you have to be kind of an investigator, or a little inspector rather. So you put your brush down, pick up your Q-tip. See, for me, I don't want anything that looks like paint. Even though we know it's painted, we know it's not real. It's just a prop. But I don't want anything that looks like brush strokes. So I'm going to go back in here and find all my brush strokes, top to bottom, as I'm painting it. I still got to do some work back here. And wipe away. Like right here, for example. Kind of smudge that. Thankfully, the acrylic paint is not drying as quickly as I thought it was going to. Then, take my same color over here with my Q-tip, paint the teeth, and go back in with some more black and blacken out the eyes. And we should be done. Alright, one final step before completion is adding shadows. I took a Q-tip and some black paint and I went in here and I found little pockets of places. Like I like this right here and I wanted it to pop out, so I put some shadows behind it. Then when I darkened in the eyes, I came here, added some darkness here and maybe some up there. I like what I did here. I like this layering, so I put some shadow way back there and up top here to make that stand out, and added some pockets of shadows back here and all the way across the other side. Here's some more places. See, by adding that little shadow right there and on the other side, this whole area just kind of pops out. I like that. Then I took the same Q-tip, dipped it in white, painted my teeth, actually with this side of it, and then went back with my black and just kind of made it some, you know, darkened in the teeth, made them look a little, well, made them look like that. They don't have pretty teeth, so this was fun. This was a fun project to complete. So let's turn off the lights. Let's get a focus for one thing and see what it looks like in the dark. Alright, here we are, finished product. All that great texture. I made a base from an old candlestick holder. Or I guess it'd be a votive holder, not a candlestick holder, but an old candle holder I had lying around in the garage. There's all that great texture and shading on the back. I think it came out really well. I was very happy to do this project. It was fun. Even the beautiful smile is there. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching my video. And if you try this, let me know. Leave a comment. If you try this and it works out well and you have other things you can add to what I've done, let me know as well. So in addition to this one, I made another one with the same size skull for my Dollar Tree collection. I bought this guy a while ago. I took off the bottom jaw and just made it to some kind of a, I'm not sure what yet, but he'll get a base pretty soon as well. And they'll be side by side. Hopefully many more to come. So thanks for watching and tuning in. All that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks again for watching. Bye.